What?
Hello there, Valiant fans, and welcome to the 2015-2016 Winter Preview Special. This is Tyson, Agler, and joining me is the head women's basketball coach, Kate Vlahakis. Coach, how's the team been looking this year?
Tice, we're off to a pretty good start. Definitely a lot of new faces, just really trying to get the dynamic, get the chemistry down. But they're running hard. They've come out really, really hard from the start. They've come in with a mentality to win this year. And really, now we're just redefining and really focusing on that mentality.
How have the freshman younger players looked so far in the preseason?
You never know what you're going to get with freshmen, and I think that I'm super excited about the way that they're coming in. They've really come in and listened to the veterans and sort of adopted the mentality that's been built here over the last 4 years. This is my first four-year class, and now I have a class every single year, which is something that we haven't had the ability to have. And to watch these freshmen come in, and at some points when you can't tell the difference between your seniors and your freshmen, you know that they're doing something right. They're working hard, they're filling shoes, they're busting their butt, getting up and down the floor, and really listening and learning. As we really move through this preseason.
So, Coach, you mentioned those veterans. Can you talk about those returner players coming back, helping lead your team, and how important it is to have players that do have experience coming back?
Yeah, it's something, experience is something that has been hard for us. Really to have my first four-year class here is something that's extremely special to me. Not only because they score points for us and they get defensive stops and they get on the glass, but really what they're building in the locker room, what they're building with these younger kids, what they're building in the dining hall when they have team meals. Those are the things that are getting passed down and that we really see embraced by our younger guys. It's not just what coaches are telling them, they believe it. They believe this is how the culture should be. They have ownership over it, and that's something that's been pretty remarkable to watch this preseason. Yes, they do score a lot for us. They get on the glass. Brianna, Ashley Raff, and Ashley Franklin, my seniors, have really grabbed the reins and they're leading the way. And there's nothing that's going to stand in their way, and there's nothing that they're not going to teach these younger guys about how they want their program to be left.
So you lost one big player from last year. That was the stat filler. Can you talk about having to replace their production, and then who's going to be key players that can come in and fill that role?
We like to say that we didn't lose Allison, but there's gifts that she left us. Allison Cazzo is a name that I think will fill the hallmarks of this school forever. And although she's not on the floor with us this year, her presence is felt in what these kids want to do to beat her out. And I think that's pretty awesome. I know she's going to kick my butt for that later. But they want to be what she was. They want to fill those shoes. They are working so hard to prove that they can and to make her proud. Allison left gifts of a legacy. She fought so hard to get where she was, and now she's leaving that growth for these kids. And they're trying to take her down on the squat in the weight room, and they're trying to take down her rebounding record, and they're trying to take down things, and they believe that they can, and to leave that kind of legacy is pretty amazing. We feel her every day in here, and those kids are working their butt off to make sure that they make her proud. And we didn't lose out. We got some gifts from her, and we're using those to the best of our ability.
And along with returning players and new players, you have some quality returning coaches as well. Can you talk about having some former players that have come back and now that are giving basically back to the program and are now helping lead the Valiants on the sidelines?
Yeah, both of my assistants are former players of mine. Kia in her second year, and Taylor was my senior, my first year here. It is truly, it's a blessing to have both of them giving back, Taylor back to Manhattanville, and Kia taking so much ownership over this place. Even though I coached her previously, both of these guys know what it's like to play for me, and both of these guys are pushing these kids just as hard as they were pushed. And they're fantastic coaches, and they have the mentality to win, and then they have the mentality to teach the game. And it's a loyalty and it's a family thing to me. And these guys are getting out there and busting their butt, and they're pushing me too. And that's their job. But to have that feeling of former players and these guys working right next to me, really developing all of our kids is amazing. And I'm very lucky to have it.
So, Coach, you bring back a lot of veterans. You have a good mix of young talent. So what's going to be the expectation this year for the Valiants?
To win a conference championship. That's been our expectation forever. And that's going to continue to be our expectation. We are getting there in small steps, one day at a time, one practice at a time, one game at a time. We're focusing on the little victories and not too much looking at the big picture, and that's something that we've adopted a mentality as a team this year. I love that our freshmen, sometimes I can't tell if they're freshmen or they're seniors because that's how hard they're running, that's how hard they're working. They all know where they need to get to, and they know what it's going to take to be able to get there, and they're pushing each other, and they're going after it. They want it. They believe that they should be there. I think that they've learned a lot of lessons over the last few years, and right now I think their mentality is we have the ability to win, we deserve to win, and it's going to be a lot of hard work, and it's going to take a lot of grit, and they're going to get there one step at a time, one day at a time, and that's our focus right now.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck this year.
Thank you so much.
And that was head women's basketball coach Kate Vlahakis for the 2015-2016 winner special.